Hello and thank you. Thank you for exhibiting at the AAPM&R's 2017 Annual Assembly. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this short webinar today, and thank you for what you do to improve the lives of our patients. My name is Jonathan Finnoff. I'm a physiatrist or PM&R physician at the Mayo Clinic. I'm the medical director for their sports medicine center in Minneapolis. I'm also the secretary of the AAPM&R Board of Governors and the chair for the Corporate Relations Committee. PM&R is one of the 24 primary specialties of medicine. We're a really diverse specialty. While I focus on sports medicine, there are other people who focus on stroke or spinal cord injury or burns. So there's a lot of different conditions that our physicians treat. The purpose of my presentation today is to provide you with some highlights about how the AAPM&R is working to make the 2017 Annual Assembly a great success. However, if you need more information about the diverse specialty of PM&R, I encourage you to call our corporate relations staff so we can provide you with background information. Even some exhibitors tell us they are surprised to learn about the depth and breadth of our specialty. First, I'm going to touch on education. AAPM&R is moving education in a new direction. We're focusing on education that will help our members thrive in their practices with this tumultuous environment and prepare them for the future of healthcare. Through our strategic planning and visioning bold initiatives, we are looking to the future of the specialty as a whole rather than just the AAPM&R. We will be planning educational initiatives that complement and support those goals. With the diversity of our specialty, it will be important to offer new opportunities in a very diverse format. So I'm going to first start off by talking about the Annual Assembly. And I have several different things that have changed this year that I'd like to highlight. First off, the theme of the Annual Assembly is Thriving Through Transformation. And while this theme is talking about some of the change and emphasizing the change that we are having in our healthcare environment right now, it's really trying to be a positive message. We want to help our members to be prepared for this change through technology, leadership, community, and patient care. Now, we previously ran our AAPM&R Annual Assembly with 5 major tracks. And so, for instance, there was a brain injury track or a musculoskeletal track, and various lectures would go into those specific tracks, and the room size was always the same. And so, regardless of how important or popular that particular topic was, the room was exactly the same. So sometimes it was filled and sometimes it wasn't. And a lot of the topics weren't cross-cutting, so it didn't necessarily pull people together. So we're now offering sessions that cut across multiple themes, and they'll be tagged. This will allow them to be searchable by topic and themes on our new mobile conference app and on our website. The sessions will be placed in various rooms that will be based on the size of the audience that we anticipate will be coming to that particular session. And so it'll fit more with the actual interest of the attendees. The other thing is that the attendees are going to have a lot more options for the types of sessions they will attend. And this will really help to integrate our membership throughout the meeting. Research will be highlighted as a theme this year. We'll have late-breaking abstracts included for the first time. We'll also have a best of poster sessions in our new Learning Center in the Pavilion. So as people are looking at posters and they're voting on posters, we're going to select the best one, and that's going to be presented in the Learning Center Pavilion. I want to remind you that your exhibitor badge allows you access to all the non-ticketed educational items at our meeting. And we certainly would encourage you to go and listen to these topics and see what people are hearing, what we're discussing in our sessions. So here are the general themes that we're going to have in the Academy meeting this year. And they're each session is assigned to one of these general themes. And there are going to be 30 additional categories that will be searchable by attendees. So for example, if I'm really interested in a sports medicine topic, I'll be able to search on sessions related to sports, and they will typically fall under the musculoskeletal track within these themes, but at the same time, they'll be searchable under the term sports medicine. And if you're really interested in the preliminary program, you can go to our website, and we have the preliminary program posted there. So some of the different new features that we're pretty excited about, one is that we're going to have a new plenary session on Sunday morning. And all of you have probably seen TED Talks. They're very energizing. People get excited about them. And so we're going to have some TED Talk style videos that our members are going to have submitted, and we're going to vote on the best TED Talks, and the top TED Talks or TED style tops that we're calling Phys Talks will be presented live at this plenary session, and the audience will be able to vote on which one they think is the best. And so this is going to be a really nice, casual, and fun way to end the meeting and to bring people together and energize them. Another thing is in the past we had over 40 90-minute workshops and about 9 to 12 3-hour workshops. And what we've decided to do is really streamline this process, so now we have 21 3-hour skills labs. And during these skills labs, they are providing people with hands-on learning opportunities and skills that they can hopefully take back to their practice and immediately apply them. But in addition, for people who aren't interested in buying ticketed items to these skills labs, we're also going to offer free hands-on education at the Learning Center in the PM&R Pavilion. And so that's really going to focus on a lot of new technologies. Because it's not CME, it's not going to fall under the same restrictions that govern our ability to have learners interact with industry. And we also think that this is a good way not only to provide interaction between industry and our members and provide them with good education, but it also helps our members not feel like they're getting nickeled and dimed by getting charged for every single thing, that the educational item that they participate in. Another thing is that when we've discussed strategies for the annual assembly, it's really important for us to try to drive membership participation into the PM&R Pavilion. We want traffic. We want our members going into that PM&R Pavilion and interacting with our exhibitors. And so we've really invested a lot of time and effort into trying to figure out different ways that we can get people into the PM&R Pavilion. We think that this really is a win-win-win situation. It's a win for our members who are getting a better education and seeing new products. It's a win for our exhibitors because they're getting to display their products and interact with our members. And it's also a good way for the Academy to have a win by providing our members with this opportunity because we really look at the PM&R Pavilion as an opportunity for our members to learn. This is a map of the Learning Center. So within the Learning Center, there's going to be an education area, and so that education area is going to have live hands-on educational products. Then there's going to be a theater area over in this region here, and then a lounge area. And we think this is going to be a really good place for people to come and get education, to engage with experts in the field, and also to engage with industry. And since it is in the PM&R Pavilion, it drives traffic into the PM&R Pavilion. So at the Learning Center, specifically at the education area of that Learning Center, there are going to be 4 main topics. Each of these are going to be 3 hours each, and they're hands-on modules. And so this year we're focusing on electrodiagnostic medicine, new technologies such as robotics and 3D printing. We'll have an ultrasound session and also a chemo denervation session. And at the same time that there's the hands-on sessions in this education area, there's also going to be the product theater. And in that live theater, there are going to be other presentations. We're also going to have a couple of our plenary speakers in the area handing out free books and signing those books. We'll also be having the best of research presentation in the theater area, and we'll be hosting the competitive resident quiz bowl. And that's really fun. It's where different residencies, they compete against each other in a quiz bowl and see who has the top residence for that year. We're also going to have, we've invited Miles, the Denver Broncos mascot, to come in on Friday afternoon and be in that learning center area, and so hopefully that'll bring some interest from our membership. So we're just really trying to think of different ways that we can satisfy the needs of our members, get people into the PM&R Pavilion to interact with our exhibitors and meet our goals. And by the way, in 2018 for the hands-on learning, we're looking at possibly doing different topics, and certainly would be open to your suggestions. So in the PM&R Pavilion, we're going to do several different things that are hopefully going to will hopefully drive more traffic into the PM&R Pavilion. And one thing that we're going to do is we're going to rename the product theaters to lunch and learns, and product theaters used to be outside of the PM&R Pavilion, but now we're going to have them as these lunch and learns in the actual PM&R Pavilion. And they're going to be unopposed by educational sessions. So hopefully that will get people coming to the PM&R Pavilion, attending the lunch and learns, learning about products and services, and then sticking around in the PM&R Pavilion and going to the different exhibitors' booths. We also are going to have a career corner. And this career corner is going to have kiosks and thought leaders who will give presentations about jobs and possibly not only finding the right job, but how to negotiate a contract, and really providing information for people who are in the hunt for finding a new job. We think that this is going to be really exciting for people, and there are a lot of people, obviously, who are exploring different career opportunities, and so having this in the PM&R Pavilion, we think, will bring traffic into that area. In addition, we're going to have a new scavenger hunt type of game that will be done through the app that we'll have. This is the second year we're using the app, but the first year we're going to be doing this scavenger hunt type game with the app. And we think that it's going to be really successful and get people excited about going in and learning about products. Here is an overall map of the PM&R Pavilion for the upcoming annual assembly. So over in the top right area, that's where the lunch and learns will take place. The Learning Center is going to be right in the middle of the PM&R Pavilion, so everybody that's going to the lunch and learning sessions, whether it's in the theater or whether they're doing the hands-on session or they just want to hang out in the lounge, it's going to be right there in the middle of the PM&R Pavilion. In addition, the poster or career corner is right up tucked in the back corner there, so everybody who's interested in exploring career opportunities has to walk through the PM&R Pavilion and buy all of those exhibits. And then over on the left side are where all the posters are located. So even people who may not have necessarily thought about going into the PM&R Pavilion, if they're interested in the latest and greatest research, they're going to be coming through the PM&R Pavilion and going to the poster hall in order to read about that latest and greatest research, but they're also going to see your booths, and hopefully that will trigger some interest in interactions with your products. So this is a picture of the career corner. You can see that there are kiosks in this area. This is going to be a really good go-to area for early career physicians. And like I said previously, there are going to be thought leaders in this area that will hopefully drive more traffic to this area so that people who are interested in jobs can learn more about how to find jobs, how to read a contract, how to negotiate a contract, and so on. So employers who normally only participate in the job and fellowship fair, which is right before the academy meeting starts, will now have an opportunity to exhibit throughout the remainder of the academy meeting. So we think this is going to be a great service to our members. We're also going to have new expanded hours of the PM&R Pavilion. So the hours on Thursday are going to be from 12:30 to 7 p.m., on Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. During the Thursday hours, there are going to be multiple times throughout the day where there's going to be unopposed hours where people are going to very likely be visiting the PM&R Pavilion. And these are the different time frames that we're going to be having unopposed things occurring in the PM&R Pavilion. So breaks from 9:15 to 10 a.m., lunch, and then a break in the afternoon. And then here we are on Saturday. All right. So one of the great things about the annual assembly is that this is the world's largest gathering of PM&R residents. It provides a great educational opportunity for our residents, but it also provides them with networking opportunities. And so new this year, we're going to have a resident and early career, so first 1 to 2 years out of practice, activities that will take place throughout the entire annual assembly. So rather than doing it in just a half day, we're going to have different events that take place each day throughout the entire assembly. The first session beginning on Thursday afternoon, and it's really going to talk about that transition from being a resident or possibly a fellow into being in practice, and provide them with education on how to successfully make that transition. In addition, last year we launched Physiatry Day, and it was really quite successful. People were very excited about it, and we're going to continue it this year. So we're going to dedicate 24 hours to celebrating all aspects of our specialty for both attendees and non-attendees. We really want all physiatrists to participate, so not just people who happen to be at the Academy meeting. We are proud of our specialty. We're proud of the patients that we provide services for and care to, and so this is a really good time for us to step back and kind of pat ourselves on the back for what we do within and be proud of who we are. If you want to know more information on this, you can go to the PM&RisMoreThan.org website, and it shows you information about how physiatry is being celebrated year-round by our physicians and by our patients. In addition, we hope that you know that the AAPM&R is working hard to drive traffic to the PM&R Pavilion. We know that this is a huge investment for you, and it's not just the investment of personnel and the exhibits there, or the fees that you pay to actually be on the exhibit for. I mean, you have to pay personnel, you have to transport the whole exhibit there. It's a huge financial investment for you, and we recognize that. We want to make sure that you get out of your attendance what you're looking for. In addition to the standard things of just having your booth there, we want to provide you with some details on a few other opportunities that might help you get a better return on investment. So one is PM&R panels. So PM&R panels are something that you may or may not be aware of, but essentially we provide you with the opportunity to conduct some market research among our physicians throughout the year using PM&R panels. And with these, we offer an opportunity for you to obtain information from a targeted audience. We provide you with a quick turnaround of that information. And you know, these are our members, so it's a loyal PM&R audience. We don't necessarily think that this is going to replace your market research firms, but this can be additive to the information that you're collecting through your market research, and it gives you access that you may not be able to access through other means to a very specific targeted audience. In addition to the standard PM&R panels that you can do throughout the year, we're expanding the PM&R panels to the annual assembly, and we think this is a great opportunity for you. So with this, you can do focus groups where you identify a target audience. We have a third-party market research group that contacts and arranges for people to meet with you. And this allows you to get valuable input on your products and services and get responses from our physicians. You can also do in-depth interviews, which are similar to the focus group, but it's one-on-one. And you can also obtain information through market research in our PM&R Pavilion. So we're going to have this third-party market research company. They'll have a booth in the PM&R Pavilion, and they'll be doing surveys of physiatrists who are walking through the PM&R Pavilion, and so you can participate in that survey and get your questions asked and answered. So now for our request. You have made a significant investment to attend our meeting. We know that the fees you pay to us are only a small percentage of how much you invest in the meeting. So we want you to make the most of your time through the programs like the PM&R panels that I just mentioned. We also encourage you to make sure attendees and your customers know that you're at our meeting. And you can do this in multiple different ways. We have logos like this one displayed here that you should have received in your confirmation letter. And you can use these logos to let your customers and the other attendees know that you're participating in the Academy meeting. In addition, we'll provide you with some things that you can distribute through social media. Hopefully this will allow you to distribute this information to your target audience and provide a social media presence through posting this information. You can also purchase mailing lists. You can advertise at the Academy meeting, and you can secure sponsorships. Lunch and learn presentations in the PM&R Pavilion and educational forums, which are in the Learning Center, are also still available. And there are a lot of different options available at a variety of price points to meet your needs. So if you don't see what you want based on what I'm showing you here, definitely let us know and let our team try to create a custom package that will meet your needs. So on behalf of the AAPM&R Board of Directors, thank you very much for choosing to exhibit at our meeting. I hope I have shared our commitments to our exhibitors and hope that you have an excellent meeting. Thank you. If you have any questions or comments, please call the AAPM&R or Coventus staff. And again, thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you in Denver.